talk about Doris Ogala, who has been crying, weeping for the past few days because she's heartbroken. I know the question will be like, kilo for heartbreak. If you're yet to see the videos that she's been churning out, please do see. And I will tell you and share one other, should we call it an interview that she did on a platform right in the middle of this podcast. You're so much welcome. Now, as a woman, as a mature woman, heartbreak is part of the package. What do I mean? Heartbreak is part of the package. The only reason why you will not be heartbroken is if you don't love. If you don't have romantic love for anyone, you are saved of heartbreak. Heartbreak will show you about in love with somebody. But the moment you love someone, you're very, even if you never chop breakfast, you'll have had a couple of things that also heartbreak. Ojino sikini. Emotions are real, feelings are real, especially when it comes to men and women affairs. Sometimes you can't even control your emotions, but as human beings, we are responsible for the good and the consequences of our emotions. Meaning, in everything we do, we have to be responsible for the consequences of our action. Now, what is the cause of the crying that Doris has been crying about? She's crying because she revealed that she's been dating a pastor for several years. That even, in fact, she was in her husband's house and was a girlfriend to this pastor. People are like, how can you be in a husband's house and you are having a boyfriend? Where is that done? How can that be? Now read, because I've put some points down. She said, when I was still married to my ex-husband, I was already Pastor Chris's girlfriend. I never loved my ex-husband. In fact, anytime he touched me, I used to be very irritated. So I was always denying him knock. I can count the number of times I allowed him to have knocking with me. My ex-husband has once caught me and Pastor Chris making out, and he was very, very mad. When my ex-husband became violent, Chris told me to leave him and he arranged how I left the house. Since 2017 that I have been dating Pastor Chris, he never gave me money because I was okay on my own. The highest money he ever gave me was 300K. I'm about to sue him for leaving me for another woman. He has destroyed me. Somebody already sent me the date and venue of his wedding. It is about revenge right now. The only thing that can stop me is if he publicly and genuinely apologizes to me. You're not here? That she's been dating Pastor Chris since she was in her husband's house. That even her husband caught her knacking. Hey, Father Lord. How can you, number one, why must you marry a man you don't love? Okay, well, whatever be the reason, you are married to him. Oh, yes. And right under his roof, you are still knocking another man. And he caught you knocking another man. And you said he was doing goes with you. And this same Pastor Chris asked you to leave your husband's house. That because, they don't catch both of you knocking. And you now move out of your husband's house. And since then, you've been dating Pastor Chris. And you guys have done a lot of things together. You even said he knows about the pie of your brother. Now the Pastor Chris has decided to shekini, to jackpot from you, to go and marry another beautiful woman. You are now crying up and down. From where to where? I mean, of course, a lot of people will say, yes, women support women for women or something. But are we asking ourselves, are we going to be doing supports, women for women supports on rubbish? The fact that people do boyfriend, girlfriend, while staying in their husband's house, does not mean it's right. is very distasteful. And honestly, it seems a lot of women have thrown dignity into thin air. How can you say you're in your husband's house and you see the knack boyfriend, and despite still knacking the boyfriend, you are saying that you want to sue him? If you, I'll refer you to a platform, because honestly, as a woman, shame is catching me on her behalf. You know, there's one thing we do on this platform. We don't, should we say, we don't drag people that are going through stuff. But in not dragging people that are going through stuff does not mean that we'll tolerate nonsense. Being in a man's house, you married him but you don't love him. Or okay, you don't love a man. Okay, it's fine. You are still in his house. When you got to the realization that you don't love him anymore, why didn't you carry your bag and leave? Since you're falling in love with a boyfriend, Pastor Chris, you should have just honorably just said, Mr. Man, I don't love you anymore. I'm sorry. We have to dissolve this marriage. And waka, with your full dignity as a woman. You did not waka. You still stayed in the marriage. You still kept knocking the Pastor Chris, to the point that your husband caught you and Pastor Chris knocking, doing Nakademos. And you now said he was giving you basketballs, and Pastor Chris said he should move away. Okay, do you think a man that was knocking you in your husband's house, will now think that you are the best things outside sliced bread? Why is it a lot of we women, we don't think? You were duly married. You did a proper wedding, right? You don't find the man attractive. You don't let him touch you. Hey, Doris, ṣé wọ́n lògùn fún ẹni tó ń jábọ́ bíi àròyé ní iṣẹ́ ìbákà báyìí? And you now, the pastor now asks you to leave. You now left. You've now been dating him since 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Let's say you've been together for 8 years. And you're still expecting him to marry you. And like you said on Parara show, I said I was going to mention a platform. Please just find a time. You might be doing your house chores. Go on YouTube on Parara Mock News. You know that man on his platform, Parara. He had an interview with Doris yesterday, and shame was catching me. Be like, Doris, she won't for elaborate money. There are some things that you will have done in shame that you will have kept quiet. Yes, we are not saying you shouldn't be heartbroken. You will only have to break. If you are crying up and down like this, how do you think your own husband that you got married to, you rightfully got married to, telling him you're not in love with him, not letting him touch you, frustrating the man? I mean, what are you expecting from a man that you both married yourselves, right? And you are not letting him touch you because you're in love with another man, and he caught you while married to him doing Nakademos with Pastor Chris. Don't you know you brought the beast out of that man? So are you expecting us to say, oh, sorry, one name, sorry what? What you did is not just a disgrace to yourself, it's a disgrace to womanhood. This is the generation where you don't love a man, carry your own gwagwa and not do again. The next day, go and date somebody else. In your mind, you don't know, say, I don't finish with Mr. A, I'm moving to Mr. B. You cannot say all those things you've done to your ex-husband. Come on, we are human beings now. Later, we'll say some men have turned to beasts. It's not right. You would not like to be treated like that, and you treated your ex-husband like that, and you're now crying up and down that Chris has dumped you for another beautiful woman. So are we meant to clap for you? In a video, she said, I've already told my lawyer to write out my demands for Pastor Chris. He had 7 years of constant knacking. Ow, Jesus Christ, your long. He told me to leave my husband, and I did. He must buy a house for me as compensation. I have an evidence of where he promised me marriage. I was buying a lot of gifts for his children. I'm now Suicidal. I don't want to mention that word. She won't buy herself. He must buy that house for me. Then he can continue with his marriage. If not, I will buy here. If shame was a person. If shame was a person. Yesterday, the video you did, that the marriage must not happen. No, who will he leave me for? Hey, back on Awokon. Now you're not saying today. You can go check her page. You're now saying today that he promised you want to sue him. You were with him for 7 years. And you people were knacking for 7 years. Was it the first knacking? Tori or he was knacking him for 7 years. The enjoyment of the knacking, was it not split into two? When a man and a woman, and it's not, of course, thank God you didn't say he was tipa naka naka. If a man and a woman, a mature man and a woman, decide that you want to be doing genital good morning, good afternoon, good evening, it's a shared enjoyment. And like you said, the highest money he has given you is 300K. So don't be saying now social arrangement you have with him, right? And maybe you have a case. He said he promised you marriage and you have evidence. Bikono, talk to your lawyer. Let them go and sue him for not marrying you. But for this you've done, the man no go even look your side again. He won't. As it is done and over with. Now, for some of the things she said that is quite embarrassing was on Parana's show. She talked. My people, she talked. But before we get to that, let's take a listen to the video she did. Sorry.
Chris did a lot to me. Chris contracted me to help him and his friends. And what did he pay me back with? He arrested me. He detained me in Abuja. He also arrested me 4 days to my brother's burial and kept me in the CID with a for 2 days. For nothing. I did nothing. Because his friend gave me money and he took the money. And I started asking for the money. He paid me some and got me arrested for defamation. Chris has done a lot of things to me. I've been through a lot in my life. I've been through a lot. Nothing means anything to me anymore. Chris dealt with me for no reason. This is my shame. Let me be.
She said Chris is ashamed that she'll bear it. And let's just look at the comment section. Somebody said, "Now so pastor preach this sweet, make una involve me now." Cruz. Another said, "So you get many ishoro, but Iyabo matter sweet for your mouth. Iyawole alagbere, iku esara." Another person said, "God forbid I'm in this state because of a man." Another said, "She needs help, please. Our closest friends should give her all the necessary attention and support to scale through this period, please." Another said, "Chris, if you don't tell her, make she no get any friend again. Because by now, she supposed don't stop posting people supposed don't deal with her." That's true. Somebody else said, "If you won't go, abeg, go in peace. Abi which one be public announcements? Since on top man, we don't move on." Another said, "Tori Kini, how do we begin to resolve this one now, madam?" Another said, this is bad times. It will pass. Please just cry it away. One day you look at this video and even regret recording it. Most times we can't control the actions that comes with our pains. Sis, it will pass. Almighty God, please take control. Somebody else said, greet my mother for me, oh, Agbalagba Didirin. Biko, make una allow us rest for this media, Jari. Another person said, may God heal Doris and Pella at this moment, too. Another said, be like na season to craze for love we dey. Make dem just bundle you and Pella go therapy abeg. Another said, may God heal you, sis. Chris doesn't own your life, please. It is important to love yourself more. Another said, sorry, ma'am. Unfortunately, there is no solution to relationship issues on social media. Whew. Another said, see, if you want pie in peace, we don't too plenty safe. The comments are plenty, but I won't bother going beyond this. I'm just wanting to say something. As adults, one of the things that can make life a lot easier for us is, you see, the decisions you made. Either it turns good or it turns bad. You have to carry it with your full chest. Doris, you were in your husband's house, got married to the man, and with your full chest, according to you, you denied him knocking you because you didn't love him. Now, the most beautiful thing in the world is if you are married to a man or a woman you love. The mere sight of that person, the mere thought of that person, the mere touch of that person don't get you 50% halfway already to ta. Now, if you're married to someone, you're dating somebody outside, you don't love the man, you are not allowing him touch you, you're intentional about it. Because you doing that, let's assuming is the other way around, we'll start shouting up and down. I'm taking it from the point of the ex-husband of Doris now. How can you subject the man you married to such situations? And we women are the quickest to say, oh, my husband is abusing me. He's not touching me. He's not letting me touch him. He's not giving me attention. We'll start crying up and down. But this is a woman doing this to a man. Is it fair? Is it fair? To the point that according to you, your husband saw you and Chris knocking. Do you know what you've done to your ex-husband saying all those shit? And the man never came outside. He never dragged you to say, my wife, my wife is not a good wife. I met her. The ex-husband never came out to drag you. He never came out to say something against you. The man just waka. And according to sources, they said the man don't remarry. That he's married. I think he even has a child or something. So you see, some people just decide to move on quietly without drama. But does that mean what you did to him is correct? No, I think we should have. You see, if you don't want something, if you cannot take something, let's do it to somebody else. Forget that man or woman or something. I'll just play a bit of the first video she did.
To those. What are you needing me for? No, forget about saying clouds or no cloud. I've not slept since yesterday. That I had to deactivate myself to think this thing through. What are you leaving me for now? Okay, shame here. You people can insult me for all you care. Let me know what is going on with my life. Since this man fought me, my life has not been the same. I lost my younger brother. Somebody should go and tell Chris Oka. Chris Oka for it will not work. No, you will give me first before you make this marriage work. After destroying my life, what do you want to leave me for? You, Chris, no, it's not possible, Chris. Chris, it's not possible. I've not recovered since. Yesterday, I almost committed suicide now. People don't know what I'm going to do. I behave normal to you people. Can you even say that I'm not okay? This man has just left my life and he wants to marry. It's not possible. No, nobody should tell. I lost my only brother. I can't prove juju. I can't prove.
So that's the first video she did. And the question is, what are the best words we can say to Doris at this moment? I don't want this video to be too long, but I would refer you to Parara Mock News on YouTube. She granted an interview yesterday where she now mentioned how she was used by this same pastor, Chris lover of hers, with one pastor, with one prophet, Prof X on YouTube, and how she was used to go and seduce that one. That one is South African, but he was pursuing a Nigerian course. I think Baby Miracle at that time, who disappeared reportedly, allegedly, from Omoto Fufeyi's church. So according to her, she was engaged to go and meet the Prof X, the YouTuber in South Africa, to let the man fall in love with her and lure him to Nigeria, so that whatever it is, whatever. I was in awe yesterday to be like, oh my God. And she said they promised her that if she did a clean job, she'll be paid 45 million. That she did the job to a point where Okawafo, breeze blow, foul yash can open. The man has already fallen in love with her. The so-called Prophet X was already believing her, fell in love with her, and they were doing lovey-dovey. And the guy was ready to come to Nigeria. But one Cassie lady, who is also allegedly from Pastor Chris and Prophet Fufeyin, now make the Kasala bust. And I'm thinking, is this the length a lot of we women go through in order to be in the good books? You see, the moment the man you're dating or you're married to ask you to go and seduce another man, tó bá yẹ kó bá lọ́pọlọ, tọ́pọlọ ò bá yòrò, tó ò dẹ̀ rìn dìn, that is the day you should tell that relationship goodbye. Men's jealousy is 100 times more than female jealousy. A man who likes you, a man who loves you, a man who promised you marriage would never ask you to be the one to go and seduce a man. He will never do it. He will rather find money and go and rent an olosho to go and do the seduction. But he will never allow you, his own wife, his own babe, his own girlfriend, his own fiance, to go and meet another man. So Doris has gotten it wrong in a lot of ways. And honestly, should we say, she has said it already. She said, Chris is a karma. There's our setting is too dirty. This is not dragging, it's what she said that we're analyzing. She opened her mouth to say it. Don't be saying any blogger went to snitch on her. You can go to her page, you watch the videos, and go to Parara Mock News on YouTube to watch the interview she did. Shame was catching me on her behalf to say, oh my God, what is this now? The 45 million naira that she was promised after the job that her so-called boyfriend, this same Pastor Chris and the alleged Pastor Fufeyin, she said the money was to be paid not to her directly, but through Pastor Chris, because Pastor Chris and Fufeyin, now them be paddy. So she said her boyfriend started giving her 2 million, 3 million. She's like, let this man give me this money in Kishi now. Why are you giving me 2 million, 3 million? He said, he doesn't want to pay the money. And she was like, why won't he pay the money? It's an agreement now. Okay, if he doesn't want to pay the money through you, let me go to Fufeyin myself and ask him for the money. It was a deal. And her boyfriend, this told Pastor Chris Kulilori, said, no, don't go, leave him. The man like women. She said, so she got to a point she was really broke. So she decided to reach out to the alleged Pastor Fufeyin through somebody else. So that somebody now contacted Fufeyin to say, Doris said, you know, pay her for the work which she do. And Fufeyin was like, I paid full. They should go and ask Chris, her boyfriend. And when she confronted Chris, Chris was not happy. Definitely to be like, Shebi, I told you this guy didn't pay. Why did you go? They had a slight argument. She said later they released 15 million to her. So 45 million, what's her budget molowo? So I think it was from that point that the old Kasala was now busting. How can a man you say you are engaged to, that you are now you were aspiring to be married to, will tell you to go and mú ọkùnrin ọlọ́kùnrin mi mọ́lẹ̀? No guy. The moment a guy should tell you, a woman, that he should go and SUDUCE another man, omo, take your slippers, kò ṣe báyìí, run. No man who loves you will tell you to go and be a prey to another man. No, it doesn't work like that. They can't stand it. A man that loves you cannot even stand another man toasting you or admiring you. They can't stand it. They can't stand it. They can't stomach it. And you were being strung along, on string along, where I'll marry you, I will marry you. You said it that Chris is your karma, so I think you should just face your karma. If you think you're the only one, I think it's the guilt of, like you said, Chris has destroyed her career. Even the 45 million where they were giving you in pieces, I don't think they use and do anything. Sometimes, you see all this money from dirty deals. At the end of the day, you might even get the money, but peace of mind will be far from you. Yes, we are all working this generation. We want to make money, we want to shine, we want to blow, we want to be able to afford. But the reality of life is that your fast life is going to catch up with you. Yoruba will say, Òkèlè gbígbẹ pẹ̀lú fọkànbalẹ̀, ó sàn ju wàhálà lọ. Some people in a day, maybe they make 5,000 naira. They will get to their house. They will buy gari 500. They will buy ila. All the food they are eating, maybe 2.5. They will eat it. They will drink water and sleep and snore. And have a restful night. Whereas there's another person somewhere. The person made 10 million that day. The person got home to eat. Food will not even taste in that person's mouth. To sleep will not come. The next day, you start the grinding again. No peace of mind. How many days are we spending on? It's not that it's not good to be ambitious. Oh, it's good to be ambitious. But when you are ambitious without boundaries, that you are now letting your pastor boyfriend and his friend, like you allegedly said in Panorama Mock News, please, if you've not watched it, go and refer to it and watch it. It's a long video, but you see it on his YouTube page, Panorama Mock News. A man cannot be sending you on those kind of dirty errands and allow himself to marry you. No. He's used you and dumped you already, and this is a wake-up call. You see a lot of people, they don't still have sense. Anybody they call pastor, to them is Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Anybody. Pastor Kenny, you see him as the Jesus, and like, this is the walking Jesus on earth. And if you refuse to be wise, by tepa, when the stick eats you, you go know where your body go reach. A lot of pastors, like he said, they knock everywhere. They will knock in the car. They will knock. You guys are adults, of course you can knock. But a pastor, we've dropped the ball so fast. And he was on the pulpit. That kind of person will now be telling you, don't be an adulterer, don't be a fornicator. And you've given Doris, you've knocked all the anything knackable in her body from head to toe for 7 years. One kekiri. I think one thing you should use as criteria for ourselves is, what exactly are the things I'm doing right now? What are the repercussions of the things I'm doing? When shit hits the fan, am I going to be able to chest it? So that's the punchline I would like to end this with. Doris, if you go and buy yourself, it's not going to stop Pastor Chris from moving on. He has already proposed to the lady, like he said, and that they've picked a date and a venue for the wedding. If you go there, even if the man doesn't end up marrying this woman because of the noise you are making now, he's not going to marry you again. So you coming out and doing all this drama is to your own detriment. You're not the only woman that, in fact, some women have had it even worse than what you've done with Chris. You see, when a woman chops breakfast, it's not the time to be wàá jẹ breakfast yẹn báyìí, wàá fomi lò. Yes, má jẹun. You don't want to go out when you're having heartbreak. You don't want to talk to anyone. Some people don't even have their bath. You will deal with it and let yourself go through it. Then you come out of it. So you see all this coming online, dragging him, saying, he knocked you 10 times in the morning. He knocked you 100 times in the afternoon. He knocked you a million times in the night for 7 whole years. What is all that business? What's that? How does that add to the price of titles in the market? What's our business with that? You've lost. You left your own husband and showed him shaggy. According to you, let him touch you. You are not in love with him. He caught you knocking the same Pastor Chris. If now man do this the way you talk now for woman, what you did to your ex-husband, now we women go come online to do cho. He's a bad man. How could he do that to his wife? You did it to another man now. Is that good? Do you think men too don't have feelings? And thank God the guy not even come out to drag you or to do all this way you they cry. You don't know, say the way you they feel and way pastor do this to you now. It's the same way your husband felt when he saw that you were hell bent on scattering his life. But the guy moved on and he's married now. The husband where you live, if you go meet again, that one don't marry. You don't show I'm shaggy. The Pastor Chris, where you don't follow for 7 years, where knock you morning, afternoon, night, where help you use you do so many dirty runs, that one don't move ahead now with another woman. All this breakfast don't reach you finish. You don't stay in your house, use pillow, cover your head in shame to be crying your cry. By the time you cry 7 days, unless you say cry for this remaining December time, by January your eye go don't dry. Now you go to look for eye drop for dry eyes. And you pick the pieces of your life together. But you coming online, what are we supposed to do about it? Doris, God will help you. We learn every day. Women, being a woman is beautiful. But there are some things that if you know you've done it, you either just swallow it and take it to your grave. But the moment you carry your phone and you scatter mouths, who are you leaving me for? You can't go anywhere. You're a layer that you're supposed to be doing, to be internalizing your layer in your house. You now brought it out on social media and spilling the dirty things where you don't do. And you're expecting us to say women supporting women. That is women supporting rubbish. The only thing that seems calm that we can tell you is, Madam, enter house. If it's a choice, if you like, buy yourself. If you like, move on. Now your wahala be that. The man's life will not stop. He was not married to you. This Pastor Chris was not married to you. He don't use you finish. He don't dump you. You go and restitute with your God and heal your broken heart and decide to live your life again And I'm always telling us, if everybody where they feel heat or issues with their marriage or relationship decide to be carrying camera and be doing videos, you don't know say online self no go agree everybody again. So please, let us have dignity as women. And I wish her all the best. Hopefully, she'll find a reason to live again and to forgive herself, because it's not over until it's finally over. You might think your life is over because one man dumped you. What was that? What was that? Yes, it's your karma because you did it to your ex-husband. Yes, chop your karma in peace and reinvent yourself and live life again. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.